They said I looked just like their missing daughter. I hadn't eaten in 2 days. I was living out of a stolen backpack and sleeping in bus stations. When I saw that flyer taped to the window of a diner, it felt like the universe was handing me a way out. The girl on the flyer, Emily Calloway. Blonde hair, green eyes, the kind of smile people write songs about. I didn't know her, but I could become her. I spent the afternoon memorizing the details. Birth date, favorite color, where she went to school. By nightfall, I was standing on their front porch, heart pounding so loud, I thought they'd hear it through the door. I knocked once, then again. The porch light flicked on. The door creaked open, and there she was, the mother. Her face crumbled the second she saw me. A coffee cup slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor. "Emily," she gasped. I froze. Every instinct screamed to run, but instead, I nodded. She rushed forward, grabbing me, sobbing so hard she shook. "You're home, my baby's home," she kept whispering over and over again. Behind her, the father appeared. A tall man, stiff, expressionless, but his eyes, they glistened. He stepped forward, placed a hand on my shoulder. "Welcome home, sweetheart," he said, voice trembling. They pulled me inside, closed the door. I sat in their living room, a cozy place that smelled like old books and cinnamon, as they asked gentle questions. "Where have you been? Are you hurt? Are you hungry?" I lied with a smile, told them I didn't remember much. "Trauma," I said. They nodded sadly. They didn't push. That night, they gave me Emily's old room. It was untouched, like she had just gone out for a walk and never come back. Posters on the wall. Clothes are still in the closet. A diary on the nightstand. I should have felt guilty. I should have felt sick. Instead, I felt warm, safe. I told myself it was temporary, just for a little while. A few days to rest, maybe grab some cash, maybe a few valuables, then disappear. But as I drifted off to sleep that night, wrapped in Emily's pink comforter, I couldn't shake the feeling that something else had walked into that house with me. Something watching, something waiting. At first, everything felt perfect. The Callaways treated me like I'd never left. Homemade dinners, family game nights, and old photo albums spread across the kitchen table. But the longer I stayed, the more I noticed rules. Quiet ones, unspoken. I could see it in their eyes, flickering just under the surface. Rule 1, never touch the mirrors after sunset. Rule 2, always knock before entering any room, even if the door is wide open. Rule 3, the basement door stays locked. Always. They never said these rules out loud. They didn't have to. It was in the way the mother flinched when I brushed against the hallway mirror after dark. In the way the father would snap his head around if I walked into a room without knocking. In the way they both seemed to hold their breath whenever they passed the door to the basement. At night, I'd hear things. Whispers. From somewhere deep in the house. Soft. Faint. Like someone was telling a story just out of earshot. Sometimes I thought I heard my name. Emily. Only it wasn't my name. I wasn't her. I never was. I started noticing other things too. Family portraits on the walls, where Emily looked a little off. In every photo, she was smiling. Big, bright, perfect smiles. But her eyes looked terrified, like she was begging to be saved, but trapped inside a frame. I tried not to look too closely. I told myself it was just guilt, just nerves. I wasn't hurting anyone, right? I was just borrowing a life for a little while. But deep down, I could feel something stirring in the house, like the real Emily knew I was there, and she wasn't happy about it. I knew I couldn't stay forever. No matter how warm the dinners were, or how soft the bed was, something about this house, about them, was starting to feel wrong. I decided I'd find something valuable, just enough to disappear for good. I waited until Sunday. They always went to church. Never missed it. As soon as their car pulled out of the driveway, I started searching. The office was my best bet. Heavy wooden desk, filing cabinets, dusty trophies lined the shelves. It didn't take long to find the safe, hidden behind a painting of a river, slightly crooked on the wall. I laughed to myself, classic. I rummaged through drawers until I found the key taped under the bottom. Heart pounding, hand shaking, I fit the key into the lock. It clicked open with a soft snap. But inside, no stacks of cash, no jewelry, just books, old, battered journals. I pulled one out and flipped through it. The handwriting was messy, slanted. Emily's handwriting. At first, it was normal stuff. School dances, crushes, arguments with her mom. But then, the entries changed. I hear her at night. She looks just like me. Sometimes I see her smiling in the mirrors. I kept reading. The basement door is for her. Daddy says we must never open it. But she calls me, in my dreams. She wants to trade places. My throat went dry. The room suddenly felt colder. I slammed the journal shut. A gust of wind, ice cold, blew across my neck. The office windows were closed. I turned slowly. In the mirror across the room, I saw myself, but it wasn't me. She was smiling, wide, unnatural, like she knew something I didn't. My heart stumbled. I stumbled back. Then I heard it. A soft voice, right behind me. Come downstairs. I bolted from the office. My feet barely touched the floor. I didn't look back. I didn't want to see her face again. I had to get out. I grabbed the front door handle and yanked. It wouldn't move. Deadbolt. I turned, ran to the kitchen. The back door. Same thing. Locked tight. I checked the windows. Nailed shut. Panic rose, thick and bitter. Then, footsteps upstairs. Slow. Heavy. They weren't supposed to be home yet. Emily, the mother, called out. But it wasn't the voice I remembered. This voice was off. Flat. Wrong. I backed into the living room. Everywhere I looked, mirrors. In every reflection, I saw her. Not me. Her. She moved when I didn't. Smiling wider and wider. You can't leave, the father said, appearing at the top of the stairs. His face wasn't human anymore. Their eyes were black, shiny, hollow. We waited so long for you to come home, the mother whispered. I shook my head, backing toward the basement door without thinking. The one door they always kept locked. My hand brushed the doorknob. It was ice cold. Behind me, something whispered through the keyhole. Let me out. I didn't know if it was Emily. I didn't know if it was something worse. But standing there, trapped between monsters and mirrors, I realized I didn't have a choice. I jammed the key I had found earlier into the basement lock. It clicked open. I pulled the door wide, and a hand shot out from the darkness, grabbing my wrist. The hand yanked me forward. I tumbled down the basement stairs. Darkness swallowed me whole. I hit the floor hard, groaning, but there was no time to hurt. I scrambled to my feet. Someone, no, something, was down there with me. I could feel it, breathing, watching. Emily. I whispered. My voice cracked. A shape stepped out of the shadows. A girl. Same age. Same face. But her eyes, they weren't hollow like the family's. They were wide and terrified. They trapped me, she whispered. They made a deal. She pointed at the ceiling, at the monsters pacing above us, calling themselves Mom and Dad. They needed someone new, someone real, someone to take my place. It hit me like a punch to the gut. I wasn't stealing Emily's life. I was being offered to replace her. I stumbled back, but Emily grabbed my hand. Her grip was ice cold but strong. "Help me," she said. "Help me, and we can both get out." Upstairs, I heard the front door unlock. They were coming. Emily led me deeper into the basement, past old furniture, broken toys, forgotten memories, to a mirror, tall, ancient, covered in a thick black cloth. "This is how they trapped me," she said. "If we break it, we break the spell." Footsteps pounded down the stairs behind us. I didn't think. I grabbed a rusted iron pipe from the floor. The cloth slid off the mirror, and there they were, standing behind us. Twisted, rotting versions of the family. Their mouths stretched wide in silent screams. Their black eyes were boiling. I swung the pipe. The mirror shattered into a million screaming shards. Light exploded out of the frame. Blinding, burning. The family howled, shriveling like paper in a fire. And then, silence. I blinked. Emily was gone. The basement was empty. I stumbled outside into the daylight, gasping. Free. Alive. But sometimes, when I look into a mirror, I still catch a glimpse of her, smiling, waiting. Would you have opened the basement door? Comment below.